Good evening. You're listening to the Garden City Community Chat Show with your hosts Carrie, Tom, and Mike. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, Garden City and our surrounding neighbors. Well, let's give our neighbors a shout out in Westland, Canton, Dearborn Heights, Dearborn, Livonia, and Inkster, just to name a few. Welcome to episode number 677 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It is Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, and also joining me tonight is Garden City's very own favorite meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. How you doing, Tom?
Doing well. Getting a little warm today, but still staying pretty nice out there.
Yeah, not bad at all. Mike Jones is probably going to be late. I think he had a Kiwanis function tonight, if I'm not mistaken, so he'll probably be joining us shortly. Tom's going to be here shortly as well with the most current and accurate forecast for you. And then if Mike is here, he'll close out the show with some community events that are happening, so you can get them on your calendars. And while you have your calendars out, you can pencil these upcoming shows in. October 10th, next week, Lori Wakonis is going to be here. She's another candidate running for city council. October 17th, the boys from DSD Sports Chat are back. We're going to talk about the incredible comeback the Tigers have done. And on October 24th, State Representative Dylan Wigell is going to stop by and get us caught up on what's happening in Lansing. And going into November 14th, we're going to be doing one of our Northern Michigan exposure shows with Jenna and Chris Simpler. They are the owners of Cartier Mansion. It's a B&B in Ludington, Michigan. We had the honor of staying there when we went to the UP, and it's a really beautiful place. So looking forward to that show. So several great shows coming your way. We hope that you'll be able to join us, set aside some time. Tonight we are happy to give you another good show. Soon we'll be chatting with Karen Hughes. She is running for city council as well. We hope you'll stay tuned to see what she has to say, so you'll be able to make an informed decision at the polls come November 5th. She'll be here shortly. I also want to mention real quick, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments in the comment section. You can find us live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat, and over on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You can also email your questions to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you. Remember, we're here to promote not only our community, but yours as well. And speaking of community, if your organization or business or community has any events or announcements you'd like to get out to our listeners, all you have to do is email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we will be more than happy to get that information out for you. Remember, you're always welcome to come on the show and promote your community, your business, or organization anytime. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance and see what great things they can do for you. For more information, head on over to thegardencitybusinessalliance.org. Okay, let's get Tom in here with the latest check of the weather, and then we'll be chatting with our guest city council candidate Karen Hughes. So stand by. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Well, kind of nice weather, my friend.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty nice. Absolutely.
Well, there's Mike.
Look at that. Perfect timing, just in time. All right, let's see.
Well, we had a Qantas dinner tonight.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Installation offices.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, what's the weather like, Tom?
Yeah.
Not too shabby, and it's going to be more fall-like going forward. So if you like this heat, we're going to be starting to turn the page on that, and we're going to continue to kind of cool things down as we go into next week. But as of right now, we're still fairly mild out there. We're still in the upper 60s. We got into the mid to upper 70s today, so it was a little bit more of a milder fall day out there, but still fairly nice. And as we go into the overnight hours, we're definitely going to see clouds continuing to kind of fizzle out. Any clouds that kind of develop during the afternoon hours, widespread, but we're going to start to kind of cool things down and clear out as we go into the overnight hours. And overall, as by the time we get into tomorrow morning, we're going to be seeing temperatures near 50 degrees today, tomorrow morning. We got into the upper 40s this morning, so it was definitely a chillier morning out there. This will become more of a common thing going forward. So very fall-like pattern we're going to start to get into. And as we go into the day tomorrow, we're going to see a little bit more clouds again build up during kind of the afternoon and evening hours, and then we'll start to kind of diminish. But overall, dry conditions will continue tomorrow. We are going to be cooler tomorrow. We're only going to get into the lower 70s for high temperatures. We're going to, again, see these temperatures cooling down as we go into Friday night and into Saturday morning. We're probably going to see overnight temperatures in the upper 40s again. So another chilly mornings as we go forward. And then as we go into the day on Saturday, we're definitely going to be seeing dry conditions and temperatures into the upper 60s for high temperatures. So a nice cool fall day, maybe for some baseball across the region. So we'll have to see how that all shakes out. But it's definitely going to be very nice across the Great Lakes as we're going to be kind of in a fall pattern continuing. The only caveat about the weekend is we are going to see a weak system coming through on Sunday morning and into the early afternoon hours. There is a chance that we could see a little bit of rain, but that's going to be more probably tied into the morning hours and then drying out during the afternoon hours. And even this is going to be kind of some hit and miss rain, so it doesn't appear to be very heavy at this point. We always could use a little bit of rain. We haven't really seen too much rounds of rain this summer. It's been kind of more on the drier side of things, more of a hit and miss variety. And definitely could use a little rain from time to time. So this is going to be that time as we go into Sunday morning before drying things out for the afternoon hours. And overall, again, probably getting into the lower 70s ahead of that front that's going to be moving and bringing that rain on Sunday morning. But other than that, by the time we start next week, the weather pattern really cools down and clears out and chills down as well. So starting kind of the Monday, the 7th, we're going to start out with mornings in the upper 40s and high temperatures in the low 60s. So very fall-like pattern developing for all of next week. Again, Tuesday morning, mid 40s. By the afternoon hours, still some lower 60s. That's going to be kind of the name of the game as we go throughout the rest of the work week. You can kind of see on Wednesday a very similar situation as well. Again, 40s for lows and 60s for highs for all of next week with very nice conditions continuing. So overall, that pattern will be fairly consistent as we go into next week. And overall, all of next week looks dry and cool and fall-like, so enjoy it. But other than that, as we kind of expand outward and talking about some other weather, obviously, everyone's still evaluating that extreme hurricane that made landfall across the Florida Panhandle about a week ago, and it's inundating impacts inland. I think the inland impacts are very equivalent to the area that it made landfall in the Texas Panhandle. So the flooding was very extensive across the Appalachians, kind of across Asheville, North Carolina has been a big city, the Texas kind of mountains as well up into this region, And just the whole gambit of the Southeast has been dealing with the aftermaths of it. It was a very powerful hurricane, and it really withstood itself as it moved inward with a lot of rain and wind, and kind of just stalled out there, which just caused quite a bit of issues. The good news is that as we look at the radar at this point, there's nothing happening for the recovery at this point. So the good news is that the weather doesn't appear to be anything too active at this point going forward. We are keeping an eye out for some just percolations of storms along the Gulf Coast. This is extremely common for this time of year, but it's still hurricane season through the end of November. So another tropical system is in the realm of possibilities. It's not likely at this point, but anything is still possible. And that's especially something they don't want or need at any point going forward for the rest of the season across this region. But we'll have to keep an eye on that over the next couple of months. But again, quite a bit of issues across a good chunk of the southeastern United States. The death toll is extremely changing, as well as people have been found, as people are still missing. There's about 200 deaths already with this storm, and a lot of it was well inland, and it just was a flash flood emergency, if you will. People were straddling their roofs and just trying to survive out there. So it was a very extreme hurricane, and the aftermath will be still going with that. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them going forward with that recovery, because that's going to take years to recover from. But other than that, the rest of the country really isn't seeing too much across the region. So we'll take this kind of momentary laxed weather across the U.S. So we'll take that. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as we go into more of a fall pattern as we go into next week. So enjoy it, because I know we only get like maybe a week or two of fall, and then we get more into a summer or winter pattern. But there is no 4-letter S word in the forecast, so don't get scared just yet. But we're definitely starting to kind of get into that pattern. We're cooling things back down. So enjoy it, because I know a lot of people like fall.
Yeah, our thoughts are definitely down there where the hurricane hit, for sure. Terrible, just terrible. I can't even imagine what they're going through. It's just unbelievable.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. We will see you next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Stay on top of it. Talk to you. All right. All right. Let's introduce our guest for tonight. She is a candidate for Garden City Council and seeking your vote on November 5th. Please welcome Karen Hughes to the show. Hi, Karen. How are you?
Good, Carrie. How are you?
We're doing fantastic.
Good. Thank you for having me. And Mike, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, Karen.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself first before we get into any questions, okay?
Okay. I grew up on the east side in St. Clair Shores, and the city is actually a lot like Garden City in the sense that people who grew up in St. Clair Shores, they stayed in St. Clair Shores and raised their family in St. Clair Shores. Very similar to what I've seen in Garden City. And I am a Wayne State grad. At the time, we were Tartars. Now we're Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in Garden City for 23 years. I've been on the west side for about 30 years with a little stint in South Bend and Fort Wayne. Mm-hmm. And for my education, I was a medical assistant. I trained at Macomb Community College, and I got my associate's degree. And I went to Wayne State, like I said, and I got my bachelor there. And ultimately, I ended up in outside sales. I worked for Valpak, the blue envelope that goes in the homes with the coupons and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot of. It was actually a job of a lifetime, a career.
So you went out in the field, or
yes, I was outside sales.
Okay.
And I called on businesses all throughout Metro Detroit. I spent a lot of time in Garden City, Westland, downriver. I've worked out in Livonia, and I worked very closely with businesses of all kinds, retail, anything you would see in the Valpak. That's the businesses I would call on.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that $100 in that Valpak.
I left Valpak for 5 years before I retired last at 22. And it's funny, I worked with a guy who said he never, ever, ever looked at the envelope. And I said, well, you might find a check for $100 or $200.
Huh.
And every month thereafter, he would yell at me because he would say, Karen, I never used to look at those things. And now I look at them all the time for that check.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. It was really a dream job. It really
Yeah,
was.
that's good. That's good.
And then I left there and I went to inside sales. That was a big wake up call, I tell you.
Big difference, eh?
It is, yeah. You know, when you're outside sales, you make your own life. You know, you work life. You know, you work very independently and plan your own day. And I've never had to clock a, put a time, clock a, what do you call it? Clock in.
Time card, clock in.
Time card, yeah. Until I took that job for 5 years, and I kind of felt a little claustrophobic, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But I called on industrial clients. Think of machine shops, and it was a lot of fun. Manufacturing world is truly, truly fascinating.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like you enjoyed your job. That's for sure.
I did.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us why you decided to run for council at this time?
I took the Garden City University course, and I went and met. You go to each department and you meet the department heads. And my first class, because I missed the first one, was Department of Public Works. And I have to tell you, the class was put on very professionally.
Impressive.
And it really was very impressive. I didn't know what to expect, but, and after meeting Steve and Brad over there, those guys had such great pride in their work, and the guys, at the shop did too. They spit shine those brand new vehicles and all the vehicles. Oh my gosh, they just look beautiful. And the sense of pride and passion, and knowing that they grew up here, Garden City. I left, each one of the stops we made, the fire department, the police department, everybody just had the same level of pride and passion for Garden City, and what they did and how they approached their jobs, And I left that course. I didn't expect it, but I left that course feeling greater pride in Garden City than I could ever imagine. So in taking the course, Doc ran the course, and the previous city manager, and I could see, everything is there for us to see, how Garden City is moving forward with services and providing the right equipment for the police department, fire department, and to learn that he was able to do that with a lot of grants, and so it wouldn't come out of the city, general fund. And I said, and then also Parks and Rec, it's at Radcliffe Center. If you haven't been there, it is something fantastic. It's really a gem for our city. And a lot of cities would be lucky to have a facility like that and have the dedicated staff.
Right.
And, and seeing all this, I thought, well, I haven't been active in Garden City. I've been single, for a long time, and I'm responsible for the inside, outside, and all the bills and everything. So I didn't dedicate any time, but I thought, I just felt like after taking that course, I really, really wanted to contribute to the city in a way that's really meaningful.
So really get involved.
Yeah. I want to see continue to move forward. Everything I saw, on taking that course, I was truly impressed. And we really have a great community here and great city services.
Yeah. We're pretty blessed in that aspect.
We really are. Yeah.
So what do you feel are the top issues that are facing our city right now, and how do you think you'll address those?
Well, two things, they're actually very closely tied. And one is the vacant buildings that we have. And a lot of people know this when we talk about it. And then increasing our revenue sources. And one will beget the other, and I think that those have to be a priority, because with, considering annual budget and things like that, I would like to be able to, contribute, in a way that's meaningful to be able to, like I say, increase revenue. So maybe it's a little less out of our pockets when it comes to tax time. So I think those are the two main things, along with bringing young families, to the city, because, and that's where the city services come in with what I was thinking is that, if we bring young families into the city, they become invested in the city. And once you're invested, we all benefit from a stable community. And I think we have to provide great services because great services are some things that will bring young families into the city and keep them here.
Yeah, exactly. You want to keep them here for sure.
We do. There are people, if you got a young family who starts here, they're going to live here for, another 10, 15, 20, 30 years,
Yeah. So talking about the young people and your constituents, how would you incorporate the feedback from them in your decision making while on council?
I think it's important. Well, first of all, I think it's essential that what we learn from our constituents is not just held with me. It needs to be shared with all of the other council and mayors and the mayor. And I know that there are a couple of council people who meet monthly, and I think it's a great idea. And I don't know, how the information is shared, from the two that are at those meetings and shared with the rest of council. But I don't know all the rules about how I can communicate with other council and things like that. But I would like to see, a methodology and incorporate something like maybe, I'm just an idea, but, maybe talking about an email thread that we all touch base, once a week or whatever. We got 7 people, if you including the mayor, and those are 7 people who meet other people. So, I think that, we'll all benefit from everybody sharing what they've learned from people in the community. Like we've all knocked on doors, and I could share what I've learned with people, with the other council members, so that it'll allow us to keep their needs, first and foremost. If we know,
that's the main thing is listening to your constituents, listening to the residents, see what they have to say, and then try and incorporate it into the council meetings, right?
Yeah.
Be transparent.
Well, that transparent is a word that's been used quite a bit. And I think, it means something different to everybody. But to me, transparency is having an open dialogue, with residents, open dialogue with the council. And not only just that, there are people who are decision makers throughout the city, having an open dialogue, and I'm not going to use I, a lot. I always look to we meaning me, the residents, the council, and then anybody who, who has input on the expenses that are going to be discussed with budget, the department heads, working with city manager, working with Matt Miller, it's just it's got to be a collaboration for all of us to be able to, to understand what's needed, and then to try to meet the needs of everybody.
Michael Bingle, he says, I don't know how much they share. Seems like they have their own agenda, some of them. So,
I'll be honest with you. I did ask 3 different council members, and if they got any feedback from those meetings, and the 3 didn't recall having an open dialogue with what was discovered, at those meetings. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for everybody to learn something.
Yeah, maybe, share with the residents as well. I mean, I know a couple of council people that go on these trips, Mackinac Island and that, and we haven't heard anything about it. I don't know if the council has.
Right.
So, that's transparency to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's making sure that
for your trip, I want to know what's going on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To me, yeah, exactly right. Transparent. If everybody's open about what they're doing and where they're going and what's going on,
exactly.
Then that, to me, that's transparency.
Right. Karen, can you provide an example of a successful project or an initiative that you have been part of?
There were a couple. When I was working for industrial sales, I had an account, and there are different levels of expectations for sales with different accounts. Some accounts are multi-million dollar accounts, some are in the hundred thousands and things like that, and some are even lower than that. So the type of accounts we had were about in the middle, and I identified two different accounts that could grow into multi-million dollar accounts, and I had to develop them. I didn't just hand them over and say these are worth a couple $1,000,000. So I actually had to develop systems in order to understand their entire inventory in a shop, that is a $20 million shop, and there weren't any systems in place. So I had to develop my own. I had to develop my own systems, and then I did grow the account to a maximum for the group that I was a part of. And they were eager on both of those accounts. They were eager to take them over. And I'm sure they are both well over a few $1,000,000 by now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of work, when you have to design systems on on your own, and you've never done those, and there's nothing in place. It can be a little overwhelming, but it's very rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding, because the way it works is you have to understand what their needs are on a daily basis. You have to understand how they go through their inventory, what type of inventory they need, what's needed in the shop. Because if you mess up and you don't get a shipment to them, that stops a line, and that line down can cost on a daily basis, anywhere from $5 to $10 to $20 to $30,000 or more.
Wow. So you're pretty good with numbers, then, I would take it.
Yes, yeah, we have to be.
That's good, because the next question is about the city budget, and every city has a budget.
Mm-hmm.
How would you manage effectively and the resources that are allocated efficiently? How would you handle that?
Well, first of all, one thing you need to know about me is and all my friends will tell you, I'm a saver. I'm not a spender.
Okay.
And when I say, I'll treat the city's money like it's my own, know that I'm not a spendthrift. So,
Okay.
I'm matter of fact,
frugal.
What's that? Frugal. Yeah, frugal. I paid off my house in 20 years and instead of 30. And
Wow.
yeah, it was very important for me, because I'm the only one saving for my retirement, so.
Sure.
And I did retire a little early. Not that I'm wealthy or anything, but because I am a saver, I was able to, plan and know that it's a short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. So, I will treat the budget in the same way. And I ask a lot of questions, if something comes before me and I don't just, it's not a knee-jerk response for me to spend money. And if I don't have enough information, I will continue to press for more information, because I don't want it takes me a long time to spend a small amount of money. So when it comes to a larger budget like this, you can bet I'm going to take it with the same level of scrutiny and more.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
How would you describe your views and visions of moving the city forward different from the other candidates?
Well, like I said, I think the important thing is to fill those vacancies and find revenue sources from the businesses that take over. And then in what I did in outside sales, working with clients, they had to understand me to be an advisor, and I had to understand their businesses, right? So, I worked with anywhere from nail salons to home improvement to, you've seen the Valpak envelope, right? So it's filled with a lot of different. So I had to become a trusted advisor, and the only way to do that was to learn more about their business and to advise them properly. I couldn't just say, here, throw your ad out in Livonia, and the demographics of that particular area don't match the type of customers that they need.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think of it a little backwards. I think a lot of people talk about, what I want, types of businesses I want. And the approach, in my opinion, having worked with small businesses who would be likely candidates, I think the approach has to be the exact opposite. we have to take a look at our demographics, our average age, our average income, and those type of households with children, all of those demographics, because that's what businesses are going to look for if they want to locate in Garden City. Right. So we can put our dream list together and hope that it, and try to match it up with the demographics that business owners are looking for. And then also, like, I think we don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel. We can identify communities throughout Southeast Michigan that have similar demographics to ours. And if they're successful with bringing their businesses, we could kind of not duplicate, but look at what businesses are successful in their communities. And then those are the type of communities we could target. Another thing is we have Ford Road and we have Middle Belt. Those are high commuter roads. And there are businesses that will lend themselves well to commuters. And that's why I thought the car wash was a great idea. I understand that we had to look at not opening zoning so that everybody can put a car wash in every area, especially our downtown development area.
Right. So, car washes seem to be a hot business right now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it is. It is. I think because a lot of people are in the same boat, it's like, well, either they don't have enough space for enough retail and things like that. They're like, well, we have this space and we could put, something like this in there. And, we would still get high revenue return on a car wash. And I know a lot of people say, well, we want to be more like a, Plymouth or our downtown area, Plymouth. But Plymouth itself has two, not one, two car washes on Main Street.
Yeah, and we don't have a 25 or 30 mile an hour speed limit on Ford Road either.
No, we don't. And a lot of people talk about walkable, downtown. And I'm curious about exactly how do people interpret that, I know that in 1985 there was a Hyatt Palma. It was a plan similar to our master plan, right? It's a master plan for the city back in 1985, and I believe that I think they contacted the state to see if they could lower the speed. And in all honesty, I don't know I don't believe that could happen because the state looks at things like traffic flow, the amount of vehicles that pass through, those roads. Those roads are commuter roads. And
how did Wayne do it? How did Wayne do it with Michigan Avenue? They have a
divided highway for east and west.
Yeah, true.
Right. Yeah. And then two, that's number one, so they do have quite a few lanes there at one point. But they do have like I said, a divided highway already. And they're only looking at one side of the road where they, like if you're on the south side of Michigan Avenue, that's where they have a lot of those little stores side by side.
That is a main thoroughfare going through a city like that.
Yeah, but they have a Sims Road right behind it. And Sims is a 25 mile an hour. So most people who want to access those businesses, they drive in off of I think it's Sims, and they can park in behind those businesses. They don't have to try to park in front and get out of their car on Michigan Avenue. They all those businesses have parking behind them, and it's a street. It's a side street too. So they have a little bit of different setup.
Yeah.
But as far as the types of businesses, so. Right. And the other thing is, if you imagine, Gawker's on the highway, and when there's an accident, and everybody goes from 70 miles an hour down to 40, the backup that happens, if you end up with a 2 or 3 or 4 mile backup, right? And on Ford Road, if you take it from 40 down to 25, I can't imagine the state would backing up. Maybe 40,000 commuters a daily basis, backing them up a mile to get through downtown Garden City.
Yeah.
Mike,
shaking your head, Mike. What do you think?
The state is not going to change that speed limit on Ford Road.
No.
No.
It'd
be nice. I don't think
we can do something a little different. It just wouldn't be like Plymouth. I don't know what that vision is, but it's not going to be like that. I
thought at one point, Mike, weren't they thinking of closing some of the entrances to these businesses on Ford Road as well? at one point? There
Could
was,
be.
yeah, there were so many entrances there. They wanted to close a few of them. I think so. I don't know. That fell by the wayside too.
Oh yeah.
John Murray's in there. He says, you have trained yourself to live within your means. Your council has never understood you need to have rainy day fund. Last 3 years spent more than brought in. 2018 S&P credit report had $21 million in uncommitted reserve. You want to comment on that?
Well, I can't change what's happened in the past.
Right.
Right. And if something rears its ugly head, obviously I would have to do, research on it and understand where things went wrong. It's one thing to say, I'm going to go ahead and change all these things. And I have to move forward, and I have to deal with things that are presented to me at that time.
Right. Once on council, you'll look at everything. I know. Yeah. You'll research it and dig in.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm a good researcher. Again, it goes back to not wanting to spend a lot of money on things, and I'm the biggest bang for my buck.
Can one call you tight?
What's that?
So can one call you tight?
Oh, well, you know what? We all have our areas where we let things flow a little looser, and believe it or not, mine is food, not eating out. It's food. I don't look at the prices in the grocery store.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my one. That's my one splurge.
Yeah,
it really is. But
you gotta eat. You gotta enjoy it. Yeah. Now that we have an economic development director, how do you see yourself and the council working together to encourage those businesses to invest in Garden City? I think Matt's going to do a good job.
Oh, I actually, I understand Mark will, he will appoint city council to different boards and things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my skill set would be, a perfect fit to work with Matt. And actually I had worked with Matt with advertising when he was in Wayne, city of Wayne. I did the advertising for the Farmers Festival that they had there.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped promote that. And, but working with business owners, that's what I've the same size and the same types of business owners that I worked with, with Valpak for 25 years. So, it's really, I would enjoy, it would be a pleasure, to work with business owners, and then also, put our heads together, Matt and I, to put our heads together, because I think we both think similarly, as far as our approach to businesses and understand what their needs are.
Yeah, you've worked with a lot of businesses, so you kind of know the ins and outs, don't you?
Oh yeah, I do. When I call on over the years, 30, 40, 50, 60, I don't know how many restaurants, I had to learn about the restaurant business itself, because I had to, because, I had to understand my client's business. I couldn't just go willy-nilly with their advertising budget. And then advise them to spend it in ways that didn't make sense, because it all comes out in the wash. I had clients who stay with me for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Wow. And, in order for me to, if I didn't manage their budget as closely as they wanted it to and get them the biggest return on their investment, it ends up on me. So you got to have a win-win situation.
Yeah. John Murray says frugal is the word. And that's exactly what I said earlier, John, if you just tuned in. So
I wrote it down earlier, but which wasn't coming. Yeah, I am. But but I'm not. But I understand the need for some things have to be a little better quality.
Well, where to spend it and when to spend it.
Yes, I do. I mean, I really do. I don't deny myself when something is going to be beneficial for me in the long run. And that's the way I have to look at the city services. Like I would have to say, this is good for us in the long run. It might hurt a little bit up front, but in the long run, it's going to be a better use of our money.
Mm-hmm. Michael Bingo says, have her explain her answer with more businesses.
I don't know exactly what it means, but we have to fill vacancies, right? And business owners business owners are the ones who are going to be filling those vacancies.
Right. Well, a lot of these landlords too aren't helping either. That's an issue too.
Right.
And then you have LA Fitness sitting on the Kmart property for some reason. I don't know, probably a tax write-off. We can't seem to get that sold either.
That's something that I've never understood.
No.
There was a strip mall over by our office at Inkster and Schoolcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And they raised the rent on the businesses and they had to leave. And then that strip mall remained empty for 15 years.
Yeah. So are they making out better with it being empty and they can write it off, or better having it somebody in there? I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't have the kind of money to own a strip mall, but I still wouldn't get it, I don't think.
Let's see. He says, what's he saying here? Read what I wrote. More businesses does not lower homeowners' taxes.
Well, it'll offset the general fund.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a tax base as it is hardly in Garden City. We're land damn near.
No, if there's more revenues coming in, I don't know why.
Somewhere, right? Our biggest taxpayer is Garden City Hospital, and our biggest employer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at maybe, I don't know about decreasing, but it certainly will try to stave off increases.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then look for cost saving measures, like I said, in the different departments and things like that. Work with them and see if there's. I mean, I'll do what I can to reduce. I mean, it's in my nature.
So the biggest thing with you then is filling the vacant buildings, attracting businesses, attracting young people to Garden City, and getting a handle on the city budget.
It is. And also, doing what I can to support the services that we have about Parks and Rec, especially,
Right. Yeah.
And again, building a stable community. And let's face it, if like I said, Doc had gotten some grants to pay for a lot of the, renovations there. But, I know Erica is looking to, try to find grants as well.
She's fantastic.
She is really something else. I was thoroughly impressed with the meeting and all the information she presented. And if we're going to pay taxes, I'd rather somebody be out there finding a way to get us more for the money we're paying. We're spending.
Mm-hmm. Have you had the opportunity to meet with any of the service organizations like Rotary or Kiwanis? Mike should be a good guest there.
Yeah, actually I haven't. But definitely, I need to find my place in some of those organizations.
Yeah.
Kiwanis and Lions would welcome you.
Pardon?
I said the Kiwanis and the Lions would welcome you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Lions as well. Yeah. So contact them and
Yeah, even if I'm not elected, I'm inspired to do something, to contribute to the city. I even thought about working at the garden over at the pantry. And G is over there. He managed the garden.
Yeah.
Because I love getting
John Gibbons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I love playing in dirt. So, I mean, that's a passion of mine, and then even if there was a way for me to contribute, with Matt Miller's group, I don't know if there is for a civilian to come in and do anything, but I'll gladly lend, my knowledge and, in any way I can with, demographics and, trying to find businesses to fill those vacancies.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Mike
is hell-bent. He says, you are avoiding it. It is based on state equalized value. Answer the question, educate yourselves. Don't avoid it. I don't know. Okay. Sounds like he knows the answer. So I don't know.
Then maybe, if I'm elected, he can share, he could be one of my first people that he can, that I'll talk to.
Right. Yeah. You might want to. Yeah. Get a hold of him. Right. And we're going to put your information up there right now and he can contact you.
Okay.
Right there. Email.
Yeah. And
You're
that's what it's about, So he's got something to say, and I need
Yes.
to better understand exactly what he's saying. I don't know if they're, what he's saying.
He could probably explain it better in person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In closing, is there anything else that you'd like to comment on at this time?
Well, first of all, thank you for letting me control the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what you're here for. We want to hear from you.
And thank you. I don't always talk this much, but when I'm asked questions, and I'm passionate about something, I guess I kind of get a little carried away. So
That's good. That's good.
the question has come up multiple times, and I guess I should address it. But it's about husband and wife being on the city council. And I know, Mike, you've said that, you've seen them disagree, in the different, was it Kiwanis and things like that. Yeah, you have a confidence that they're not going to always, agree on everything. However, I think that with a lot of people, I think it's a perception, because when you think, people who live together and, have known each other a long time, we all kind of, we make decisions based on biases, right? And I think that when we're with people, we're all under the same roof, we all kind of have a tendency to rely on the same biases to make decisions. So, I think that's where, the perception that they're going to align always. And I think the idea, with city council is really to have seven separate, ideas and biases, so that we can we each will have our own representation of the people, the residents, just by pure nature, we're more alike than we are disalike. So, but I think that when you have two people under one roof, you're going to have similar biases. And I'm glad that Mike's pointed out that they don't always agree. I'm glad, because you're right. I mean, nobody agrees with somebody all the time,
Right.
I know Jeff and Kim both.
It
What's
has.
that?
So I know both Jeff and Kim well, and they don't always agree on things. That's for sure.
But again, it's the perception.
Perception.
And I think it's an understandable perception.
Right. Yeah. People say 2 votes out of 1 house. That's not.
Yeah,
right.
I kind of coined I kind of phrase a similar phrase, but
Yeah. So, we'll see how it plays out. That's for sure. Well, look, we covered everything, I think.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Are you guys good?
Yeah, you did real good. Thanks for coming on and sharing your thoughts with us. Good luck in the election. We hope that we see you again soon.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys having me and making me feel welcome.
Well, thanks for making time for us, and we appreciate having you. Once again, you can contact Karen at gccounselkh@outlook.com, or go to her Facebook page at Karen Hughes for City Council Garden City. And Mike, contact her. She'd be more than happy to talk with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We would invite her to a meeting of the Kiwanis, which is every Thursday. It's Straight Farmhouse. Lunch around 12:15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or the Lions, which meets every Tuesday or every other Tuesday night. The third Tuesday is in Radcliffe.
Okay.
Right now, the first Tuesday is at the bowling alley on Middle Belt there. But you'd be welcome to speak before either one of those groups.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll tell you what. I've got papers in front of me, and I didn't have a chance to write that down, but I can ask Carrie for your information and contact you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. And you can always be our guest at the Commission on Aging too, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was a medical assistant, so I worked with my patients were typically elderly and of chronic illness.
Oh, yeah. Well, come join us next Wednesday, isn't it, Mike? 9:00.
You guys are filling my calendar.
Rad.
Yeah. Wednesday at 9:00, the second Wednesday of the month. Yeah.
Yeah. Over at Radcliffe. Yep. You're more than welcome to join us.
Thank you so much.
All right, Karen, you have a great night. Mike, let's see. John Murray says people need to realize we have answer, but inquire to see if you misremember. Okay. All right.
Sorry, John, I don't get
Inquiring minds want to know.
it.
All right. You'll probably be getting some emails, so hopefully you can answer them all.
Well, hopefully. If not, I have to go looking for the answers then, don't I?
Yep, exactly. All right, Karen, you take care. Thanks again and have a great night and good luck.
Thank you, guys.
All
Have a
right.
nice night.
Yep, you too. Night.
Bye.
All right. Karen Hughes, candidate for city council. Once again, email her at gccouncilkh@outlook.com or check out her Facebook page, Karen Hughes for City Council Garden City. Okay, moving on. The next city council meeting is Monday, October 14th, 7 p.m. and the council chamber is located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. Okay, Mike, are you ready?
I am ready as I can be. As you know, I just walked in when your show was starting. So,
Well, you didn't miss
I did.
anything, just the intro.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Stand by. Get some community events out of the way. Well,
When you say goodbye, that'll be the day.
it's time for some
You
community
may
announcements.
you say you're
Mike
gonna
in
leave.
here. Mike.
You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
All right, good job, Mike. Here we go.
Report a missed pickup. If you did not get your waste picked up, you can contact Garden City mi.org/dpw/trash report
Yep.
and let them know that if your garbage wasn't picked up. Ours has been picked up 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Everything we put out.
Yeah, ours too. Today was perfect, on time.
Yeah.
Did a good job. Can't complain.
I go to a doctor's appointment and come home and it's all picked up.
Yeah, that's good.
Absentee ballots are now available for the November 5th general election. Faye and I have got ours.
Yeah, we
and
got
we're
ours.
going to have our grandson Sam, I think, is going to apply for one.
Okay.
And we're going to turn ours in probably at the council meeting on Monday night.
Yep, we got ours, and you can go to michigan.gov/vote and request one right there.
Yep. Wayne County Veteran Services every Tuesday and Thursday from 8:30 to 4:30. It's at the Radcliffe Center. You call 313-506-0302 to make an appointment. And the American Legion Department of Foreign Veterans Affairs meets every Tuesday from 9 to 3, again in the Radcliffe Center. Call, what is that? 313
Yeah.
964
Yep.
6640.
Yep.
To make an appointment. Angels AIDS, amplify one angel's quality of life.
Yeah.
Contact Stephanie Peters at 248-818-5334. They have a variety of services that she offers for seniors and handicap.
Yeah. If you know anyone that needs any help, transportation or just help around the house, they're the people.
Open skating at the Garden City Ice Arena every Tuesday and Thursday from 12 to 1:20. $7 for adults, $6 for children, $3 for a skate rental.
Mm-hmm.
Hogs Backyard Barbecue, call 734-612-6690. They have a food truck, do catering, barbecue, walking tacos.
Oh.
They help you with your graduations, your weddings, your corporate events. We cater to all events.
Yeah.
And they have good food.
Oh my God, their walking tacos are the best. And a shout out to Chubb's too. They do a great job too, barbecue.
Shannon Coffee, our notary babe, for all your notary needs. Call 734-469-8821. Carpet cleaners, Dennis Diekman, one of our Common guest does carpet cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, upholstery cleaning, hardwood floor cleaning, residential and commercial. Contact Dennis at 734-299-6496. Straight Farmhouse can handle all of your events. They are open on Wednesdays and Saturdays from noon to 3 o'clock for tours. For any event information, go to www.straightfarmhouse.org.
Yeah, they have a lot of events on their website. And if you haven't taken the tour, do it, because it's a lot of history there, Garden City.
Yeah. That's where I just came from before this meeting.
Right. Yeah. And the grand parlor that you can hold meetings,
right,
weddings, everything.
Okay. 5 years anniversary, Public Service Credit Union. Garden City branch is at 5838 Middle Belt Road in Garden City. Join us throughout the day at our Garden City location for refreshments, prizes, and a free home value desktop appraisal.
Yeah. 5 years they've been there. Wow. Time flies.
Karaoke night at the Notre Dame Lounge on 3144 South Wayne Road, October 4th at 6:30. They're going to have, what is that?
Food, drinks, and fun. Yep.
Yeah, food, drinks, and fun.
Yeah. The stage is waiting for you.
You, yeah, stage waiting for you.
Not me.
Yeah. Yeah. I would need a mesh screen in front of me like the Blues Brothers had to
right.
intercept all the bottles that are being thrown at me. Okay, craft day. Make your own jack-o'-lantern coaster at Garden City Parks and Recreation is sponsoring this. This is on October 5th from 11 to 12. It's $10 a person. All ages are welcome.
Yep.
Okay, what do we got here?
Autumn Craft Festival.
Autumn Craft Festival at the Westland VFW Post 3323, which is located at 1055 South Wayne Road in Westland.
Yep.
They're going to have the festival runs from 12 to 6 on Saturday, October 5th.
Hey, do you see who's going to be there? Detroit Mini Donuts. You still got
wow.
You still got your bucket?
I still got my bucket. Yeah, I can get a refill for a lot cheaper. That bucket is still waiting for me and Mini Donuts to make the simultaneous appearance.
Those are really good donuts too.
Yeah. I didn't get to read that last one.
Mm-hmm.
Garden City Candidate Forum. Meet the candidates, Garden City Council. October 7th from 6 to 7:30 in O'Leary Auditorium, Garden City High School. Members led Q&A. Informal what is that?
Informal
meet and greet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Police and Fire Millage Proposal Informational Night. It's going to be Tuesday, October 8th. It starts at 6:30. It's in City Hall and in the council chambers. You're invited to our coming town hall meeting where you can talk openly, share opinions, and ask burning questions.
Yeah.
Burning questions ought to be really appropriate for the fire department.
Wow. Yeah, this is very important right here, I think.
Yeah. It's not going to increase your taxes because it's a renewal.
Renewal, right. And so, a strong community needs a strong police and fire department. And
absolutely.
You gotta have it. So yeah, I'll be voting yes on this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Neighborhood Watch is back on the second Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m. at the Garden City Police Department. Next meeting is October 8th. Halloween cupcake decorating class.
Ooh, cupcakes.
At the Radcliffe Center. $12 per each child, ages 5 and up. I can't read a lot of that stuff. It's
just register online at gardencitymi.org/parks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kids Floor Hockey League, ages 11 to 14. $15 a child, Wednesday, October 9th October 30th from 5 to 5:45 is a 4-week class.
Yeah, that's pretty popular. They have that a lot over there.
The next coffee hour with our state representative, Dylan Wigella, will be on October 10th. He meets every second Thursday of the month from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Radcliffe Center.
And he will be our guest October 24th on the chat.
Okay. Senior lunch and fun. Come join us at the Garden City Senior Center from 12 to 2. Please register by September 11th.
Oh no, that's
October 11th.
yeah.
Oh, that one's canceled. October 11th, please register by October 9th.
Right.
And for November 8th, register by November 6th. You must register in advance. Any questions, call 734-793-1870. This is for all us old timers, ages 50 and older. I used to be 50 a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
Well, this is going to be a big event. The Farmhouse Food Truck
Yeah.
Oktoberfest from 12 to 8 p.m. on October 12th at 6221 Merriman. There's going to be beer, food, vendors, and music.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Yeah. Pumpkin Spooktacular Garden City Parks and Recreation is sponsoring this. It's on Saturday, October 12th from 1 o'clock to 2:30. A costume contest, cider and donuts, paint your own pumpkin. It's for children ages 4 to, 13?
Yeah. $10 a child.
Okay, used book sale at the Garden City Public Library. October 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's open to the general public from 11 to 7, and October 14th from 10 to 11 for members of the library board only. You can buy books by the bag.
Yeah.
Want to increase your
Fill a bag for $5.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
Happy 10th anniversary to Garden City Business Alliance. They're having a celebration on October 16th from 6 to 8. It's open to the public. It's going to be in the Radcliffe Community Center. Meet our members, visit our vendors, have a slice of cake, and mingle. Garden City Business Alliance promotes local businesses and shop small to help us all.
Mm-hmm. October 16th.
Yep. Hollywood Egg Hunt in the Garden City Park Ball Fields on October 19th. 3 age groups, 0 to 3, 4 to 6, 7:30. Bring your own bag. And schedule 7 o'clock p.m. is a costume contest. 7:30 is a thriller performance. Egg hunt will begin after thriller performance has ended.
Yeah, free too. That's a good price.
Yeah, that's my budget. Wayne Chamber of Commerce has a Wake Up Wayne event Tuesday, October 22nd from 7 to 8. What is this? Something about networking opportunities. Yes. Yeah. Baskets, raffles, drinks, and breakfast.
Yep. Going to be at my place over there at 33454 West Michigan Avenue. They need to print bigger.
Yeah. Trunk or treat. This is going to be big.
Yeah.
So they're limiting to 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like 50 trunks so far, I think, or close to it anyway. It's October 24th from 5:30 p.m. It's $2 a kid. That's a Thursday. Tickets are required. And it's going to be at the Radcliffe Center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Wayne Chamber of Commerce after hours, Thursday, October 24th from 5:30 to 6:30, 35228 West Michigan Avenue in Wayne. Join us for, and then I can't read the rest of that.
Yeah, it's networking in that too.
Okay. Garden City Presbyterian Church is their annual trunk or treat. They do this every year.
Yep.
And it's going to be on October 27th
Yep.
from 4:30 to
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Okay.
Yeah. 1841 Middle Belt.
Right. They're just south of Ford Road.
Right. And that's all I have right now. Oh, wait, I do have one thing I want to read for you. American Association of University Women Dearborn is having their 71st annual used book and media sale. All proceeds will go to local educational programs at U of M Dearborn and Henry Ford College.
Yeah. That's
Friday,
where my grandson goes.
yeah. Friday, October 4th, 9 a.m. to 11. Early entries, $15. And then 11 to 8, it's free. Saturday, October 5th. And then Sunday, October 6th. They're going to have $8 bag day. Located at the Dearborn Ice Skating Center, 14900 Ford Road in Dearborn on the second floor. And that's all I have right now. Did you have? You good?
Yep, I'm good.
All right. And with that said, Mike, we're ready to call.
This a podcast.
Okay. A big thanks to our guest, Council Candidate Karen Hughes. Once again, you can contact her at gccouncilkh@outlook.com or message her on Facebook on her Facebook page, Karen Hughes for City Council Garden City. She'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Also, a big thank you to my fantastic co-hosts, Dr. Tom Mywinski and Mike Jones. Any final thoughts before we go?
Yeah, I got my vaccinations.
Good.
And I both stopped by Walgreens at Middle Belt and Warren.
Yep, we're all set too. Got flu and the booster, so
yeah, me too.
We're good to go. Also, a huge shout out and thank you to each and every one of you for sharing part of your time tonight with us every week as well. We are celebrating 14 years on the air, and we owe it all to you, so we thank you. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook, so we hope that you'll catch it at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late by going to facebook.com/GCChat. It's very important to be informed before you vote November 5th, so we hope that you'll check all of our candidate shows that we've had. And feel free to share the show with your friends as well. Also catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well.
Don't we have another council candidate coming on?
Yeah, next week, Lori Wakonitz.
Okay.
She'll be on. Be sure to click on the live tab on YouTube, and please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. And as always, at the end of our shows, we like to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We cannot thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And whenever you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Any thoughts, Mike, before we go?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Can you believe it? Cinderella team right there.
Yeah.
Talk about grit. Wow. Those kids are playing ball.
Yeah. They're going to give you a tough game every time.
They will. There's no let up in them. That's for sure. Looking forward to it Saturday. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Please don't hesitate. Vaccinate, get that booster and your flu shots. Remember, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Yep, we need to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to drtomsweather.com. It's got a great user-friendly website over there. And some really good weather information as well. He puts a lot of heart into it, that's for sure. A lot of work. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to contact any of us here at the chat for any reason, once again, our email is gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We do like to hear from our listeners. Let us know how we're doing, what you'd like to see more of. We will see you next week, October 10th, when our guest will be council candidate Lori Wakonis. So until then, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat. And on YouTube, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show and hit that subscribe button. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your week and a good night.
Good night.
See you, Mike.
Yep.
Have a good one. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Once again, I hope you were informed and you make a informed decision at the polls November 5th. We will see you right back here next week. So you guys take care. Have a great rest of your week. Good night.